Welcome everyone to the employability training program organized by AMP. My name is Ehsan Chishti. I am the host for today. Uh, Today's topic for the employability training program is interview skills and techniques. I would now do a short presentation about AMP. Introducing AMP India Foundation. AMP India Foundation is a not-for-profit organization registered under Section 8 of Companies Act 2013 for providing voluntary social services to meet the needs of underprivileged individuals, that is, upliftment of the underserved and needy through education and vocational training, employment support, medical relief, economic empowerment, student mentorship and guidance. The above services are provided to needy individuals irrespective of caste, creed, and religion. Employment Assistance Cell. We all are witnessing AIF's success as one of the most admirable national level NGOs striving for three E's: education, employment, and empowerment. Keeping in mind AIF's core objective of supporting the underprivileged, promoting education, and creating economic empowerment. Today, it is one of the core project of AIF. Major EAC activities include, but are not limited to, conducting job fairs, job drives, employability training programs in colleges, skill training company tie-ups. Job fair is one of the flagship projects of AIF, and we have successfully organized 43 job fairs till date. Every job fair has participation of minimum 50 companies and 2000 plus candidates. AIF has organized job fairs in the past in collaboration with Thane Police, Aurangabad Police, West Bengal Minority Finance Development Corporation, Andhra Pradesh State Minority Finance Corporation, and other reputed NGOs. These government organizations and NGOs collaborate with AIF as local partners and take care of the local ground promotions in the job fair arrangements. AIF invites corporates like TCS, Asian Paints, Reliance Group, Cafe Coffee Day, McDonald's, Team Lease, Tech Mahindra, and other reputed corporates in the job fairs. Job drives are similar to job fairs but are organized on a much smaller scale compared to job fairs. In a job drive, we typically invite only up to 2 to 3 corporates who have specific openings and advertise their openings in order to attract suitable candidates. We conduct job drives every week throughout India in collaboration with other consultancies and NGOs, and also through the help of our local chapters. These partners do ground promotions for candidate mobilization and take care of all the arrangements of the job fairs and job drives. In case of multiple openings, we also organize special job drives for a corporate, wherein we invite only one corporate and help them fill their requirements. Employability training programs. AIF's employability training program, or ETP, has been developed to assist job seekers find the right job at the right place at the right time and to become the right fit in a present day modern organization. Our ETP trainers are seasoned professionals who have in-depth understanding of employability training and are committed to investing their valuable time, resources, and knowledge in grooming the candidates. We also team up with colleges in different cities and conduct ETPs there on a regular basis, usually once every month. Skill training company tie-ups. AIF has partnered with skill training companies like Tata Trust, Whirlpool, Tech Mahindra Foundation, etc. We have also arranged skill training melas by inviting around 20 skill training companies to hire and train unskilled candidates. AIF has mobilized candidates for various skill development courses like AC technician, mobile repair technician, solar engineering under Skill India Mission in centers all across India. Our achievements: employment assistance, 43 plus job fairs, 9 online job fairs during this pandemic, 275 plus job drives, 10 online job drives. This is also during the pandemic. 220 plus employability training programs, from which 26 are online ETPs. New initiative of AMP. India Foundation, which is empowerjobs.com, connecting right talent with right opportunity. Empowerjobs.com was launched on 6th December 2020. It is a unique job portal with comprehensive offerings introduced by AMP India Foundation for job seekers, especially those hit by COVID pandemic. I would now introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Mateen Ahmed. He has done his MBA in HR. He is an associate certified coach at International Coach Federation. He's a learning and development professional with a decade of experience in people development, process and productivity improvements, performance management, and curriculum design. Thank you very much, Mr. Mateen Ahmed, for joining us for this employability training program. Before we start the session, I would like to inform everyone that our speaker for today, Mr. Mateen Ahmed, would be answering your queries related to today's session at the end of the program. So any queries, any questions you have related to the topic, you will have to write in the Q&A section. And at the end, I would be reading out the questions and Mr. Mateen Ahmed would be answering them. I would now request Mr. Mateen Ahmed to please take over the session.
Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you all. Welcome. Good afternoon. So AMB welcomes you a workshop on interview skills and techniques. It's about winning the interview and winning the job. So before you go ahead, let me ask you a question. There is a well and you are near the well. How much amount of water can you draw from the well? The answer is the amount of container you carry. I mean, the size of container you carry. Similarly, this training program is a well. The knowledge we share, the experiences we share, the more open you are, the larger you learn, the more you learn. So my request, my expectations from you is open yourself to the possibility that you are not here but the reason that you think you are here. Open yourself for the vast possibilities, broad possibilities, unlimited possibilities, I would say. Listen for insight and not for agreement. There are many people who say, oh, I agree with this point. I don't agree with this point. This is exciting. This is not good. So don't listen for agreements. We are not here to agree or disagree. We are here to learn from each other. Listen for insight. What learning does this give me? How can I implement when I go back on the field? Listen with a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. So open your mind. How can you grow yourself? How can we grow together? It's all about growing ourselves. Be fully present. Kindly, silent your mobile phones. If you are on laptop, close all different windows. Keep your mobile phone aside and be fully present. Listen deeper. We are going to spend 1 hour, I would say 1 hour and 50 minutes together. So be fully present here. Listen deeper. A single insight can change the game. So a single insight, a single learning learned from this 1 hour, when you go and implement, may change completely your world. That may change the game. So let's begin. First thing first, he or she who gets hired is not necessarily the one who do that job best, but one who knows the most about how to get hired. So before you perform anything, it's about how you get hired. Then you can show your performance. The first thing first, your resume. Resume is way to show your personality, professionalism before even you meet your interview. I would say it is a paper meet. Employees consider resume and cover letters that are flawless. The format is great, grammar, and without any spelling mistakes. So before you submit resume to any of the employer, check, is it in the right format? Is it everything aligned? Check the grammar mistakes, check the spelling mistakes. And resume should be tailored to the specific job. It's not that For every job, you are triggering the same resume. Customize your resume, such as your knowledge, your work experience, your qualifications, your skills to the particular job which you are applying. So, because there are many people who will be applying for the job, there are hundreds of thousands of people applying for the job. How will you stand out from them? It's your resume. Make sure that the resumes are not very fancy, because nowadays the recruiters are using ATS, a technology which screens the resume where they see the skills, experience, knowledge matches with the profile or not. So make your resume simple, concise, clear, and specific to the job, so that that may prompt an employer, potential employer, to invite you for an interview. And types of interview, when it comes to interview, there are many types of interviews. Some of them are one-on-one, where you sit with an employer asks you some questions, you answer those questions. The second is screening can be on phone, can be one-on-one. Screening is basically done to understand whether you fit for the specific job role or not, whether we can continue. This is an initial kind of initial interview, we can say. So they see this particular candidate is a fit for the role or not, to proceed further for the next interview rounds. And we know the pandemic had hit many people, so there are several interviews which are also happening through phone. One of the challenges in phone is we cannot see the other person, we cannot read his emotions, we cannot see his moods. So it's all about listening carefully. You have to pay attention, or we have to pay attention to the tone of voice, the words used, what kind of questions asked. There are possibility challenges like network issues as well. So don't hesitate to ask the interviewer to repeat the question if you don't understand. Then there are panel interviews. Panel interview is like, there are 4 or 5 interviewers. They interview you. They ask different questions depending upon the job role, the company requirements, the organizational objectives. So there are different interviewers. They will be asking you, or they will be interviewing you. It can be online, or it can be in person. Group interviews, where multiple interviewees, the person who gives the interviews, are clubbed together, and there could be a single interviewer or multiple interviewers. They interview you. Task or technical interviews, there could be pre-assessments, technical assessments, or task assessments before the employer call you for the next interview round. There are video or Skype interviews. This could be on Zoom, this can be on Skype or Google Meet, whatever it is. The purpose of sharing these interview types is, if you know what are the types of interviews held, you can prepare in advance with them. You ask the interviewer, what kind of interview am I going to face? If it is one-to-one, what questions should you prepare? I will be sharing the questions to be prepared before an interview. If it is screening, it's potentially seeing how you fit into the role. So be prepared about that. How can you present yourself to show that you are the best fit for the role? Panel interviews, multiple interviews, don't need to panic. The interview is basically to understand whether the person meets the criteria or not. So there is no need to panic, no need to hesitate, no need to think, how can I answer the questions? Be yourself, be cool, be calm, be composed, answer the questions asked. Tasks are technical, these are straightforward. You will be given a task and you have to perform the task. So before that, please make sure that you know the type of interview you are attending. And pre-interview preparations, research about the organization. Most of the people don't research about the organization. So research about the organization, what they are into, what kind of business they hold, what are their values, what is their mission, what is their vision, how do they perform. Go through their website. Any organization, whether it is a small or big, they have some sort of presence on social media, whether it is on LinkedIn or a website or Facebook. So go through the social media links, online sites to discover what is the company up to and how can you present in a way that you are a better fit for the organization. Next, who are you meeting? Get the sense of your interviewer background uh, through social media. As I said, uh, LinkedIn, or ask the interviewer whom you're meeting. He says, I'm meeting Mr. Naresh. He is the GM of GM operations. So search for Mr. Naresh GM operations XYZ organization. You will get the detail. It's a digital era. You can get the information on, on clicks, on mobile phone, on laptop, online to online. Ask for further advice. Reach out your network who are professionals in this field, who are experts, who are already working with the similar kind of organizations or the same organization, or reach out the recruiter for further advice. They will be happy to assist you. Plan ahead, prepare 2 to 3 questions to ask the interviewer. Most of the times, interview is a two-way process. The interviewer asks you some questions, and at the end, you can also ask some questions. They give you an opportunity for you to ask the question. Prepare the questions. What kind of questions to ask, we will be discussing in coming slides. So what kind of questions you can ask. Dress for the occasion. Follow the dress code. Formals, dress decently. We will discuss further. Be on time. Plan for the traffic and don't get late. Minimize distractions. Put your phones on silent. Even the dress, the clothes you wear. So make sure that it does not distract you. First impression, smile and give a firm handshake. So that is when someone meets you, when you smile and give a firm handshake, that shows that you are interested in the person who is shaking the hands. So good luck for the interviews. So dressing for success, professional dress requirement. These are the dressing for success because dress or the way you present yourself, the first impression you give you to the interviewer or the potential employer makes the difference. They will make the decision in first 7 to 10 seconds what kind of person you are. Wear formals, conservative dark suit, conservative which is acceptable, which is orthodox, which is generally acceptable. Sari or salwar kameez for women. No visible body piercing or tattoos. Body piercing is small kind of holes other than ears, which where uh, the ornaments are inserted or ring is inserted. Some people have piercing on the eyebrow. So avoid piercing, no visible piercing and tattoos. Polished, closed toe dress shoes. Dress shoes are formal shoes which are closed to, which are not open. And minimal jewelry should be minimum. It should not be too much that could be very casual. After all, we are not attending a party, we are attending an interview. You are attending an interview. So acceptable hairstyle, cut and style. No strong perfume. It should not be so strong that interviewer might get allergic to it. Say they would form an impression or they would not be interested in speaking with you with a strong set of perfume which might affect their mood or personality. Well groomed, well prepared hairstyle, minimal uh, makeup, and for ladies especially when you're wearing uh, the tops, make sure that uh, the hem or the what we say necklines are conservative or acceptable. Press shirt and blouse. Always press your wearings. Dark socks for men and leggings or pantyhose for women. How to shake hands, smile and make an eye contact. And this is the biggest mistake people do when they enter in the room or when they meet the interviewer. They don't offer their hand to shake or they don't smile. They have a closed body language posture. We will see that as well. Extend your hand. Your palm should touch the palm of the interviewer. So touching the palm of the interviewer. Use a firm handshake. Adjust your grip to other person's hand. So before an interview, you can practice with your friends, with your colleagues, or with your family members. Hold the hands for 2 to 3 seconds, making a slight up and down pumping. like shaking your hands. And don't try too hard, like you're squeezing interviewer's hand. Carry a tissue or handkerchief. If your palms are sweaty, you can make your palms dry before you go for the interview. So these are the some of the mistakes the interviewees, the person who is attending the interview, does. These are not the findings of some books. These are the findings of from the interviewers. The interviewers are asked what are the biggest mistakes the interviewees, the person who are giving interviews, makes. They say they lack eye contact. They don't connect with the interviewer. So eye contact is an initial connect with the interviewer. This contributes to 67%, means the probability of you getting hired is only 33% if you lack eye contact, the rare chance. So we should not risk. 26% of applicants fidget too much. Fidget too much. They play with the hair, they play with the pen, they play with their clothes. So the shiver, they tremble, they actually fidget too much. And 20% of interviewers have rejected the candidates because of their weak handshake. Weak handshake shows that you are not interested in the opposite person. Even intentionally, you are interested, you want the job, you want to get hired, but your body language also speaks. So, giving a weak handshake is a sign of disinterest or low self-esteem, low self-confidence. 39% of the interviewers are put off if a candidate fails to smile. When you enter, you have a smile, it's welcoming. If you don't smile, if you're serious, think of I'm giving a presentation where I'm serious. Interviews, you have to put smile on your face. So I'm saying something, but I'm not welcoming. So be welcoming. Don't smile too often. Smiling too excessively also shows that you are nervous. Do's and don'ts. Uh, these are the do's and don'ts when you go for an interview. Carry one item only. If you have multiple items such as bags, briefcases, coats that seem disorganized, when you go in an interview, where will we keep those items? So it seems you are disorganized. So be organized. Shoes count. Many employers, when you walk away, they look at the shoes, what kind of shoes you were wearing. Sit slightly angle, that gives you confidence. Don't sit exactly straight opposite to the interview. Slightly, you tilt some sort of tilt yourself, so that shows that you're confident and you're welcoming. Be confident uh, to help convey poise, your posture, confidence. Practice the power pose. So before interview, say, "Yeah, I'm a superhero." Uh, Power pose yourself. Try now. You are in my training program now. Try power pose now. Yeah, I can do it. This is powerful. Remember a superstar. Remember a superhero. Pose like a Superman. Pose yourself before an interview. That gives you confidence and lifts your mood. That kind of fades your nervousness. Don't, as I said, don't smile too much. That's a sign of being nervous. Don't purse your lips. Pursing your lips shows that you're holding something back. If someone asks, tell me about yourself, you say, that means you're trying to figure it. You want to hide something and you want to say something. So don't purse your lips. Don't contract or don't expand. Some people contract their seat as if there is no space to sit. So don't contract yourself. That shows you're closed. So that shows you're closed. Don't expand yourself that you're occupying too much space and you are entering the space of an interviewer. So be moderate, have open body posture, sit comfortably, sit normally. If you are feeling nervous, take deep breaths. Try now. You feel much relaxed. Don't touch your face or hair frequently. That shows that you are nervous, it's a sign of nervousness. Now, how to answer the common interview questions? One of the most common interview question is, tell me about yourself. When employer asks, tell me about yourself, he wants to know about you, and he wants to put you at ease, because this is a basic question. It's a very simple question. If you don't know about yourself, then who will know about yourself? So it's a basic question. I would say it is a starter question to keep you at ease. The intention of the interviewer is to keep you at ease, so that you lose your tension, uh, you get calm when you speak about yourself. Be professional, focus on story to tell, be concise, be specific, connect your story to the position. Tell me about yourself. Don't tell about, you know, what you do, who are your family members, what they do, how many brothers you have, how many sisters you have. Tell about, be professional. What are you? You can start with your present. What are you doing currently? You can link that present to the past, and you can show your interest in the future. For example, I'm a learning and development professional. If an employer asks me, tell me about yourself, I would answer professional. I'm a learning and development professional with a decade of experience in learning and performance. Recently, I was learning and development manager with V Retail Private Limited, where I managed complete learning and development performance function, from analyzing the training needs to execution and documentation of the training programs. So this is about the current, what am I doing? Then linked to the past, the thing that interested me in this career is I always loved to empower people, to shape people's careers. What I'm looking forward to is, so what you're looking forward to now, connect your story to the position. What are you looking forward to adding value to the organization? The job description has excited me. The particular, score the specific points. So be specific, focus on story to tell. So don't by heart the answers, be yourself, be comfortable, don't speak too fast, speak in a normal mode, be concise, be specific. If you're not experienced, if you're a fresher, connect with your skills, connect with your uh, educational qualifications. I'm a commerce graduate. What I like about commerce is the commerce is both art and science as well. What I'm looking forward to in the position is I'm looking forward to grow in the organization where I can enhance my skills. Or you can start with your skills as well, your abilities, your strengths, whatever you start with current, connect to the past, and link to the job or the profile you're applying for, link to the future. And some of the common interview questions, rather than memorizing, practice your own answers, be yourself. That will keep you at ease. If you memorize the answers, then behind the mind you will be thinking what question interviewer is gonna ask. So when interview asks, all of a sudden I need to recollect what answer I have bahated, what answer I have remembered. Instead, be yourself. So employers might ask, what do you know about this organization? Research about the organization, their values, their mission, their vision. Why do you want this job? It's not about, when employers ask, why do you want this job? It's not specifically asking why you need it, because I want to run a family. No, they want to ask, how would you fit in this job role? So answer the questions as if how you are a perfect fit. So the another question is, give an example of a situation where you didn't meet your goals and objectives. It's not a negative question. Some people, when this question is asked, they panic. Oh, I have to discuss about my failure. It's not about failure. Employers want to know how you bounce back from the failure, how you recover from when you don't meet the objectives. For instance, uh, I set a goal for myself, that I will learn particular skill in 6 months. Due to some reasons, I couldn't achieve that objective. I'm looking forward to achieve that objective in next 2 months. Show that you did not achieve and you are still trying and making efforts to achieve that objective, and you will be achieving in that particular point of time. So failures are, mistakes, or if you don't meet a goal or objective, it's not a failure. It's an opportunity to learn. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Don't say I want to be in your chair. I want to be a CEO of this organization. Be clear, concise, correct, and specific. Be professional as well. Tell that I want to master in the in the position, and 5 years down the line, I want to see myself as a manager or a person who is handling a team of five or team of bunch of people towards the organizational success. Basically, interviewers ask this question. They want to know whether you will stay in the organization for a long period of time. And second question, what would your current manager say are your strengths and weaknesses? So strengths, when people are asked about strengths, they tell n number of strengths. They are happy to tell the strengths. When the interviewer asks about the weaknesses, people stumble. They get nervous. As I said, interview want to know what are your strengths. How can you benefit the organization? What are your weaknesses? And the objective here to ask about the weakness is how you cope up with your weakness. Do you manage your weakness? Do you show your efforts to recop your weakness? How do you balance your weaknesses? That's what the employer wants to know. And next, why should we give you this position? It's not a question which intimidates you. Rather, it's a question where employer wants to understand what will you do when we offer the position, when they offer the position. What skills, what benefits will you bring to the organization? Next question is give us an example of when you faced with a big challenge. So when the interview asks this question, big challenge, we think something heroic. We did something heroic. We came out of some big trauma. It's not the intention. Big challenge. Anything can be a big challenge. A challenge is a challenge. Show your challenge. Tell your challenge. What was the challenge you faced? Whether it be in your educational institution with the previous employer, or in a personal life, or in a professional life, share a challenge. Don't underestimate your challenge. A challenge is a challenge. For instance, you can say, I have challenge in public speaking. That was my biggest challenge. Tell the story. How did you overcome that challenge? What steps, if you did not overcome the challenge, show that what step you are continuously taking to overcome that challenge. What is the progress you are showing in that challenge? Do you like working teams? This is the answer. You have to answer genuinely. Some people like to work in individuals. Some people like to work in teams. There are benefits of working with team, like especially if there is something to brainstorm, there is something to get the ideas. It would be a great opportunity to work with team, because people come with diverse backgrounds. You can learn from each other. And next, what is the first thing you would change if you were to start work here? This is also one of the question. So research about the organization, research about the job profile. What would you like to do? Learn about the organization and answer the question specifically. So there is no particular right answer. You have to answer on your own. Research, practice, write down some answers, note down these questions, write the answers for yourself, practice those answers. Most importantly, stay calm, stay positive. And one of the technique to answer this question is star. So understand the question and use the star method, and write out your stars for each skills on your resume. Star is situation, task, action, result. Initially, you start with your situation with your previous employer, or with your professional work, or with your academics. How did you do that? And then you tell the what is the task ahead, and then actions you have taken and the results you got from that action. For instance, one of the situation for me when I joined the V Retail Private Limited was to set up learning and development function. There was no learning and development function there. So for me, the task was to establish the learning and development function. The action I took was I analyzed the training needs of the organization. What does what are the organizational objectives? What they require? What are the skills required to meet the objective? What is the gap between the current performance and desired performance of the organization? What actions did I take? I developed classroom trainings, I developed on the job trainings, I developed online trainings, self learning methods, evaluations, performance management. The results it yielded were the low performance were dropped from 6% to 3%. So this is one of the tell a situation, tell a task. If you're not experienced person, tell a situation that uh, suppose company asks, tell me about your creativity skills, tell a situation. There was a situation where there was a concept, XYZ concept or ABC concept, which was difficult to understand in our group, in our friends. So the task was to understand the concept because exams were approaching. The actions we took was to break down the concept in small chunks, and each chunk was explained by a different colleague or different friend. The results where we understood the concept and still we don't forget the concept. We're able to score well in the examinations. This is one of the example I'm giving. You decide what kind of question interviewer are asking and what star can you bring in the situation, task, action, and results. Or you could say uh, spin, situation, problem. So what did you do, implication, and what is the need? This is what the star model is. Top interview questions, as I said, tell me about yourself, prepare for yourself. What do you know about your company? What do you know about our company? That they are basically asking this question to check your interest. Are you interested in their organization or not? What do you know about the position you are applying? So learn about the position. What is the job descriptions? What are the KRAs, key result areas? What are the deliverables? What is organization expecting you to deliver? And match those deliverables with your skills, knowledge, and abilities. As I said, what are your strengths and weakness? Why should we hire you? Basically, they're asking this question: how would you benefit us? See, if I'm hiring someone, I need to get some returns. What is the purpose of hiring a candidate who doesn't give any returns? So that's the basic purpose. And you can also ask the questions to the interviewers. This is basically to understand whether the job and company is right fit for you or not. Interview is a two-way process. Employers want to know whether you are a right fit for the job and the organization, and you want to know whether the job and the employer is a right fit for me or not. So basically, you can ask about the culture. What do you like most about working for this company? You are asking an employer. What do you like about this company? They will tell you this is what we offer. That you one way you are knowing whether the organization is right fit for and me or not. Second is that gives you the excitement. Oh, lovely. uh, Definitely I want to join this organization. And you can ask the question as well, how will I be evaluated during my first 3 months? Because this is a typical period. In some of the organization it is a probation period. They see you whether you are performing well or not. So ask, be clear, how will I be evaluated in first 3 months? You can ask this, why is this position vacant? Why did the other person leave who was working with this position, current position? You can ask this question. There is no harm in that. You want to understand why this position is vacant. They will tell you this is the new position which we got. So you can be prepared for the job, what you can do with that position, what you can bring in, what value you can add to the organization. And you can ask the question, why do job applicants choose to work here rather than your competitors? You can ask this question as well. Next, what are the next steps? So am I hired? Am I not? So what are the, you cannot ask, am I hired? Am I in for the job? Rather, you can ask, what are the next steps? How will I get notified? When will I get an update? You can ask this question. And interviews typically give the chance. uh, they ask you any questions, or do you want to ask anything? Do you want to know anything about? So feel free to ask the questions. Ask 2 to 3 questions today. So ask. Most of the employers also reject the candidates because they don't have any question. So you want to learn more about the organization. You want to learn more about the position. You want to learn more about the company culture. That also shows that you are interested in the position. You are serious about the position. Answering tips, as I said, maintain eye contact. Avoid saying filler words such as mm, basically, actually. Sometimes one or twice it's okay, but using most of the times it shows that you're not well prepared. Smile, it's a curve which keeps everything straight. So smile, be courteous and professional. Tell stories, always quote examples from your previous work experience or academic background if you're a fresher. Never say this in an interview. Why did you leave your job? Don't say that my he was a poor leader, he was racist, he was unfair, uh, he was he was showing favoritism. These are all negative points. And you should not also say that this is one of the job, you have applied many jobs. And there was a call received to one of the person from the interviewer. He said, thank you for applying for the position with X and Y Z company. He said, I have applied for many companies. Which company you are speaking about? So this is an impression that you're just casually applying. There are many companies you have applied and you are not interested in a particular company. Rather than ask, may I know who's speaking? This is how you should never say in the interview. And you should not also reveal that you have inside contact relative who has given lots of information about the organization, its leadership, its work issues. There are a lot of issues in the workplace. uh, People grapevine, people speak negative about the bosses. Don't share any negative point in an interview. And the biggest mistakes made in interview, having no questions. As I said earlier, uh, if hiring managers ask you any questions and if you have no question, then that shows that that leaves a bad impression. So question shows interest as well. Don't textbook answers. As I said, don't remember answers. Don't by heart the answers. Rather than be yourself, keep calm and answer at your comfort. Don't be arrogant. Sometimes in the name of confidence, people sound arrogant. So make sure that your tone of voice, your pitch, your pace, your power is moderate, neither too high, neither too low. Turning up late, that shows disinterest. If you are late, cite the genuine reason why you were late. Being unprepared, this is the biggest chunk ever employers have shared, that 39% of people who are giving interviews come to the room unprepared. They don't know about the job description, they don't know about the organization, they don't know how their skills and abilities match the potential position. And the second biggest contribution is doing no research. Just Google. You will get lot of information on Google and research about the organization. Before I wrap up, I want to give you some tips or a summary of what we have learned, what we've seen. Start smart, dress professionally, dress acceptable as time, get to know about time, location, name of the interviewer. For overseas interviews, that is abroad interviews, international interviews, note down the international standard time. Sometimes they give the time Canadian time or UAE time, Saudi Arabian time, CIST, Indian Standard Time. Now, going for the interview, enter the address, location in your cell phone or tablet, plan alternate routes, because we never know which route is uh, uh, more of traffic. Drive to the location, plan parking and building access. If time permits, visit the location a day prior to the interview and use common sense during the interview. Turn off your phone completely. Always take notes during the interview. You can take notes if, uh, to the interview. Before you go into the interview rooms, you can refer to the notes. Look confident and calm. Use the 50-50 rule. Listen and answer. Don't judge. I was reading one of the article where the employer was telling that he interviewed about 20 to 25 profiles and most of them don't understand the question completely. They jump into conclusion and they answer from their conclusion. So listen to the question. If you don't understand, probe. What does that mean? So answer. 50-50 rule. You speak for the 50% of the time and employer or the interviewer speaks for the 50% of the time. Beware of your body language. As I say, we cannot not communicate. That means in every situation or everything we are communicating, even if you are not saying anything, we are communicating something. You are selling yourself. Focus on keeping eye contact. Use a firm but reasonable handshake. Sit erect and lean slightly forward to show interest. How am I sitting? Slightly forward to show interest. I'm interested in you. I'm interested in sharing uh, tips, practical advices, so that you can use to gain or ace the interview, get the job. Share your attention, engage when answering questions. And on a good note, always thank the interviewer for their time. If you really wanted the job, tell the interviewer in no uncertain times. If you really want the job, uh, no, uh, collect cards of everyone if you want. uh, Collect cards of everyone, the interviewers, so you can refer to the cards, and when you go back, you can send the follow-up emails. Write thank you emails, handwritten notes, briefs, request for feedback, areas you can go wrong, you went wrong, what you can improve. It happens to me several times when I get an email that uh, regrets that you have not selected for an interview. I write back. So what can I improve? Uh, what could I have done differently to make myself eligible for the position? Sometimes I get the feedback from the employers, so I show gratitude to them for giving their feedback. So prepare yourself for interviews, be ready, uh, stay calm and composed. First thing is your resume. Make a resume appealing, as we discussed. A resume is a kind of a paper meet with the employer. So these are the tips uh, we have learned today. I hope you have enjoyed and you liked it. Uh, this in 1 hour span of time, we know we cannot cover vast variety of subjects, but we have tried to make it very concise and very practical so that you can use these tips in your interviews. Looking forward for your feedback. Evaluation questions. So how was the session? A, strongly agree, B, agree, C, disagree, D, strongly disagree, E, you don't know. So before we close or we go to an end, uh, I'm open to the questions. If anyone has the questions, Q&A. Anyone has any questions?
Thank you very much, Dr. Mateen. I would definitely read out the questions. There are quite a few questions. I have the first question from Mr. Shoaib Abbas.
Hmm.
Sir, I get nervous on interviews. Due to that, I forget everything I prepared.
Uh, Shoaib Abbas, when we get nervous, first thing we do is we try to fight the nervousness. This is the biggest mistake everyone does. Don't try to fight the nervousness. First, accept the nervousness. Say that, yes, I am nervous. When you accept the nervousness, then you can become calm. Take few deep breaths. You can follow the square technique. That means 4 seconds you can inhale, 4 second hold the breath, 4 second exhale, and 4 second hold on. This is called square breathing technique to get yourself calm. So never get nervous. So don't fight. It's like, why we cause the stress, because we want to fight the nervousness. Don't fight, accept it. When you accept it, it uh, goes down. And deep breathing, prepare well. Practice makes man, I don't say perfect, but perfect. Practice makes man prepared. So get prepared.
Thank you very much. There's another question from Miss Nahida Tasneem. What one must do for not be overconfident during interview? What should one do for not being overconfident during the interview?
Very good question. So not to be overconfident, be moderate. Watch, the overconfidence is shown through your tone of voice, your pace, your pitch. Pace is the speed at which you are speaking. So see what tone of voice you are speaking, what is the pace, and your body language. Are you presenting in such a way that is intimidating? Be yourself, keep calm, and use moderate posture, use moderate voice tone, use moderate pitch, and never underestimate the interviewer. When you underestimate something, when you underestimate the job, like this job, it's just an interview. uh, if I get it, it's fine. If I don't get it, it's okay. I will apply for another. Don't underestimate it. When you underestimate something, naturally you tend to be overconfident. So value, give, give the same, give the value that it deserves.
Thank you very much. There's an anonymous attendee.
Mhm.
Perfect handshake does show a good body language. How do we know if this is okay at this present pandemic? Won't the interviewer feel uncomfortable?
That's absolutely correct. So you look at the body language of the interviewer. Present pandemic, it's not recommended to shake your hands, uh, and everyone knows the rule that we are having contactless payments, contactless interviews. So in this pandemic situation, it's not appropriate to uh, shake hand until and unless employers, you see the employer body language or the interviewer body language, he is bringing forward his hand. If you're comfortable, then shake the hand. If not, you can remind the employer that my apologies due to this pandemic and the condition we are going through, I would rather not shake the hand. Thank you for understanding. Thank the employer for that.
Thank you very much. There's another anonymous attendee. Can we tell our weakness in a positive way? Will it be acceptable?
It is actually, you have to present your weakness in a positive way. It is acceptable and it is what they see in you. How are you coping up with your weakness? For example, you can say, I'm much too much focused in the work that I forgot about uh, what time has passed by. So this leave me ending up working for long hours. So this is a weakness. You are portraying it in a positive way. So it is acceptable.
Thank you very much. Once again, question by from Nahida Tasneem. Can an interviewee ask about the work timings and shifts? Also, can we request the employer for only day shifts? Is that okay? And about the dress code, can we ask them about hijab?
You can ask about the work timings and shifts. You see, requesting for a day shift or night shift, it's after you come close to the finalizing. If employer says that we are good to go with you, you can put forward that I am open to work in day shifts, uh, and state the reason why do you want to work in day shifts. Tell the reasons to them and hope the employer understands. and be open, be flexible. If they say no, you should work for multiple shifts or different shifts, be open for that as well. But you can always say uh, why you want to choose a day shift, being a female, uh, security reasons, or you stay far away, or home environment doesn't allow, whatever it is, you state the reason. You can ask. And dress code, we can ask them about the hijab. Yes, you can ask them about the hijab as well. There is absolutely nothing wrong in that. You can ask. One
Thank
thing,
you
you
very
should make
much.
sure that you should not sound negative.
Thank you very much. There's another question from Mr. Iftikhar Ahmed Sayyed. If everything in an interview goes smoothly, only age factor is an issue, then how to convince the interviewer positively?
See, one thing, it is that we are not there to convince the interviewer, first of all questions, because however hard you try to convince, they may get convinced, they may not convince. That is overall subjective. One thing is, you have to be yourself. Tell that how age cannot be a barrier in performing the job or the desired position. Show yourself. If company has the policy that they cannot hire more than 45 years or 50 years, we cannot do anything about it. What you can do is present yourself, that how most of the time the employers are concerned about the age, because the potential job requires the kind of energy, the kind of enthusiasm, uh, working for long hours. Let's say in retail, you have to stand for long hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. If someone is aged, he may not cope up with that. Then later employer might face the workforce issues. So it's about you delivering how your age factor is not a constraint. There could be a lot of things. So this is one of the way. And primary objective for you here is not to convince the interviewer. It's about to show how you are a good fit for the potential position.
Thank you very much. There's an anonymous attendee. I googled about building up a professional CV. It says photo is not required. Is it okay if I don't add the photo?
Yeah, you should not add the photo. And employers are adapting to ATS. It's a technology where they screen the interview through a software. If you have a photo, the software cannot read the photo. It's recommended not to have photo, uh, being a professional resume. You can have the photo if you want, but it's recommended not to have.
Thank you very much. There's a question from Dr. Mohammed Farhan. How to handshake when it is panel of interviewers?
How to handshake with panel of interviews? Start with your right. Uh, Start one after one. Uh, be calm, be composed. So when you are shaking hand with the person who is at your right, don't look at the left person what they are doing. So when you look at their body language, you will be attracted towards them, and without firmly shaking handshake with the first person, you go to the second person. So be calm and composed. Start with your right.
Thank you very much. There's one more question from Nirmal Raj. How will I answer about my weakness, sir? How to answer about my weakness?
First, define your weakness. What is your weakness? First step to answer your weakness is to define your weakness. What is your weakness? Is it uh, you work for long hours? Is it uh, you are what to say, loose tempered, or whatever it is, or you are not focused? Tell about the weakness. Because for example, if you are not focused, tell that I lose focus. What you are trying to do to build your focus, give your steps. From last 3 months, I am taking these XYZ steps to build my focus. So better to have a weakness, as I said earlier, which is positive, like working for long hours, uh, uh, getting deep into the work, uh, or one of the weakness is researching. I research more about the task, so that gives me that most of the time I spend on research. So how you are going to balance that? So come with a weakness which portrays some sort of positivity. If you have a weakness which cannot be portrayed in a positive way, tell the employer what steps you are taking uh, to cope up with the weakness. For example, I hesitate. So what you're doing to get over your hesitation? I'm practicing. I have invested in a training program. I'm seeking the expert advice. So by end of XYZ, I will be coping up with the weakness. So give specific plan of action as well.
Thank you very much. There's one more question from Mr. Salman MS. What are the do's and don'ts while attending virtual interview?
What are do's and don'ts while attending virtual interview? The do's and don'ts are the same uh, in the virtual interview as it is face-to-face interview. The additional things which comes in virtual interview is make sure that your earphones, your gadget, your mobile device or the laptops is working in fine conditions. There are no technical glitches. Your internet connection is fine. And in a virtual interview, you cannot be seen completely. So be aware of your minor body language, like your smile, your confidence, your posture, your interest, the way you answer the questions. So it's the same, additional to technical requirements.
Thank you very much. So there is a question from Mr. Faizan Ansari. How can I answer this question as a fresher? What are your salary expectations?
What are your salary expectations? You can say this is the question typically people jump into giving the answers of 3 lakhs per annum, 6 lakhs per annum, 12 lakhs. You can say as per industry standards, and I want to get paid the value I offer to the organization or the value addition I do to the organization. You can say as per industry standards.
Thank you. There's an anonymous attendee asked a question. What are your views about video resumes used these days, like WordPress resume?
Yeah. Video resumes are booming now. Employers are asking for video resumes. Even Naukri.com has upgraded itself. You can upload there your video resume also. It gives employer to know about you. It's it adds an advantage. So it's great to have video resume.
So thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time for today's session, Mr. Mateen Ahmed. At the end, there is an anonymous attendee. I thought like I would ask this question at the end. Thank you for the valuable session, sir. How can we reach you in future?
You can get me connected uh, on LinkedIn. With you can search Coach Mateen. On Facebook also I'm available, Coach Mateen. You can get in touch with that. You can write down my WhatsApp number also. 8520848123. I'm repeating again. 8520848123. I'm happy to help you.
Thank you very much, Jazakallah, for your valuable time and efforts to upskill the candidates who are looking to enter their career, and your suggestions would definitely help in shaping their lives. We look forward to similar sessions, Mateen sir. And I would now end the session with a small prayer.
Before that, can I
Yes, sir.
interrupt you? Sorry, thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes.
See, AMPA is doing a lot of efforts. They are spending time, their energies, their resources to guide you for the future. We are doing that. Now it's time to give back to the community. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Malla yashkurinas lam yashkurillah. Those who don't offer thanks to the people, we has not offered thanks to Allah Almighty or God Almighty. So one of the way to offer your thanks is to dedicate your time, whatever you can support, whether it is financially, whether it's time or any other coordinating activities. Please go and fill the AMP volunteer form and nominate yourself. Uh, being thankful is not about saying thank you, it's about doing something as well. When it was asked to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that why do you worship too much? Why do you worship so much? Why do you say istighfar, seek forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much? He said, Afala akuna abdan shakura. So I want to be a grateful servant, he said. So one of the sign of gratefulness is to show your support. So we are looking forward to your support, and we also expect you that you give back to the society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I would also request you if you can also end the session with a small qirat that would enlighten us as well.
Definitely, definitely. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
Jazakallah, sir. Thank you very much. I would like to thank all the participants who had joined today. If there are any doubts pertaining to today's session, you can write to us on info@ampindia.org. And as sir has already given you the link how to volunteer with AMP, we would request you to come forward and join AMP. Jazakallah. Thank you very much. We would now end the session.